Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, I want to take you back in time in 2015, 2016. I'm having lunch all the time with Joe Deters and Bill Cunningham up at Bob Evans in Kenwood. Dr. Kurtzman would attend from time to time too. And they were all like, there is no way Trump's going to win. Trump can't win. They're all anti-Trump. By the way, just so you know, that's part of my thing. Willie's a big phony. He is. I'm sorry to say that because he used to be my friend, but Willie's a phony. He's a bandwagon jumping kind of dude. I want you to give me examples of where Willie predicted something, went out on a limb and called it, and it turned out to be true. He doesn't take too many chances. Anyway, here's my point. So they're sitting there talking about that, and I'm explaining to him why. And I gave him the facts. I said, Trump's going to win white men greater than any time in freaking history. It's going to make all the difference in the world. I went through the Electoral College and everything else. Now, you have been seeing people saying, oh, Texas is too close to call. You've been saying, oh, these states. I looked at the current polling numbers of Biden versus Trump, and Trump is losing to him in some states like Michigan. I forget which states it was, Pennsylvania. They said, oh, he's only up one in Texas, blah, blah, blah. And by the way, remember, Hillary was up in the polls, and Trump didn't even think he was going to win the election, the night of the election, based upon inside sources. Now, here is what happened. Here is why Trump is going to win. It's just this simple. First off, the polls are wrong. Why are the polls wrong? The polls are wrong because Trump is this unique candidate where there is probably more closet Trump voters who are afraid to say they're for Trump because of all those freaking reasons. So the polls are always wrong when it comes to Trump. So polls are wrong because of the closet voters. The next thing that happens is with Trump is his base is so strong, there's an enthusiasm gap through the freaking roof. I mean, it is through the freaking roof. I mean, Trump people, we are so anxious to go vote for him, it's not even funny. The other thing that Biden is you got Biden, who is a terrible candidate. He's an old candidate. He's a senile candidate. He's a gaffamatic. Trademark that word, Chuck. He's a gaffamatic. Gaffamatic. And what happened yesterday? He just said 10 to 15% of Americans aren't good people. Are you 10 to 15% Americans are not good people? That's like the deplorables. I mean, Biden, that comes out of Biden's mouth. Can you imagine when they have these debates? Even if the debates are by Zoom and they're remote control debates. Biden, oh my God, he's going to self-destruct. And to have this race this close, for Trump to be close, like within 1 to 6% points in any battleground state, is remarkable at this point in time in the election. So you got an enthusiasm gap. You got the Electoral College. Biden could freaking beat Trump popular vote because of New York and California through the roof. That's why Hillary did. They can blow his doors off through that. You know what? It ain't going to make any difference because Trump's going to lose California and he's going to lose New York anyway. It doesn't make any difference. And he's not going to lose Texas. Are you kidding me? It's not going to freaking happen. So the Electoral College is going to save Trump. That's why the Democrats want to get rid of it. That's why they want to get rid of it. The other thing is the economy. They have tried everything. Coronavirus, the protests, everything else. Well, guess what? The economy come November will be rolling. Did you see what happened with the unemployment numbers? Unemployment numbers came way freaking down already. And it's happening. The economy will be rolling again despite all of it. Okay, the protests. You know what, guys? I promise to keep it real. I say stuff that nobody else is afraid to say. By the way, remember, we've revoked Drew Brees' Oracle status because the dude spoke out about people and disrespected LeBron James and all the other. They backed him down, so then he apologized. First time in Bulldog Nation history we had to revoke. Now, here is what's going on. Guess what? America does not have a racism. Because, oh my God, what is we doing? No. Only according to the white liberals, Antifa, and the black racists do we have a racism. You, me, 99% of freaking America 99% of America say George Floyd was mishandled. By the way, it bothers me about his criminal record. It's pretty bad. Armed burglary. It bothers me he had methamphetamine in his system, fentanyl in his system. He died of a heart attack, the autopsy. See, I'm one of these guys, and I take all the facts. All those things probably led to his death. But you know what? That police officer is still effed up. That is a police officer, one police officer who's obviously a moron. Okay? So 99% of so how do you think? What do you think is going on today in America in all the suburbs, in Northern Kentucky suburbs, Cincinnati, Ohio suburbs, all across the country, and rural America, when they sit back and they're watching what's going on in these liberal democratic cities? I tell you what they're doing. They're saying, F those people, F Biden. I'm okay with the peaceful protesters, but we ain't okay with what's going on in these cities. In other words, it's motive. These protests aren't going to get them more black votes. Those protesters, the peaceful protesters, are liberal voters. The people who are the troublemakers, they ain't voting. They're not voting. The protest is helping Trump. Now, you say, well, what? How do you explain that? His unfavorable rating's down 39%. That doesn't take in consideration all of this stuff. This is calling the people 39%. The whole population, New York, LA, so forth and so on. It's unbelievable. The other thing is the corruption. Do you think yesterday Hillary Clinton case moved forward? Rosenstein the day before testified in front of the Senate. Somebody else is going to testify in the Senate. You don't think all this race commotion isn't to counterbalance what's coming out of Washington? And you watch. The New York U.S. Attorney will do something and announce something before November. Count on it, write it down, and circle it. The corruption in the transition of this government, the Michael Flynn thing, everything else, is going to be coming out between now and November even a bigger way. And that's going to help Trump. Also, peace. Trump has kept peace. And then you start breaking down groups. The police union yesterday left. The police union left Biden because he's throwing in with the disorder, the anarchists. The police union has left him. And I'm telling you right now, you can go on. So I know when I do this without a script, I always leave something out. But for all of you people who got friends who say Biden's going to win, send them this video. And I'm telling you right now, unlike wimps, I call it. And I explain with logic and rationale why. Now, a few other things I got to mention. Of all the people you can pick to do your memorial service in Houston, Al Sharpton to do the eulogy. Really? And when he says Americans have their knees on the necks of black, no. You have to be intellectually stupid to not realize how bad the liberals in this country, Clinton, just watch the D'Souza documentary. Spells it all out in fact. These big cities have failed African Americans. Donald Trump had the black economy roaring with everybody else. He passed the criminal justice reform bill. Oh, by the way, I forgot. See, I always forget. The black vote. Trump's going to get a bigger portion of the black vote than ever. Because there's plenty of blacks say, hey, Trump's doing good for the economy. Trump passed the criminal justice reform bill. What did Biden do? Biden's got the 1994 Criminal Justice Act hanging around his neck, criminalizing and throwing young black men in jail left and right. They don't want to talk about that. I got to make a few more comments. The protesters, I want to just give it. For all you peaceful protesters who are protesting peacefully, God love you. The problem is the bad guys are infiltrating that to do bad things. The other thing I want to pick up, I can't stand Murkowski in Alaska, Portman, and all the rest of these Republicans who want to abandon Trump when he gets under fire. They are, to quote Thomas Paine, sunshine soldiers. in the time of Christ. They are sunshine soldiers. When Trump's going good, they're all for it. I hate them and I loathe them. Rob Portman is a needle fire. I also want to just point out a couple more things. The corporate slave thing, I'm going to run with and pound and pound and pound in the ground. You know why the churches came out big? I thought of this. To add to my group of farmers, independent businessmen, people like me, disabled, unemployed, retired, I want to add churches also are not corporate slaves. Those church preachers can speak out and do everything, and they did, didn't they? I was doing my corporate slave thing with Donnie Arnsberger, who owns Waltz and manages Waltz. And guys said, man, you're right. There's fewer and fewer of us. When you look at Hollywood, you look at corporate America, you look at every industry, like healthcare. Nobody in healthcare can speak out. We went through that with dry litigation. You're talking about education. You're talking about pro sports teams. Drew Brees proved it again. Pro sports teams. Did I say academia? You name the segment and group of our economy, they are all corporate slaves to their freaking masters. You have to understand something. We all have the First Amendment right. Not really. Because what's happening is those employers say, I don't care if you got the First Amendment right. You ain't going to say that or I'm going to fire you. And we have employment at will in this country, so they all get fired. They are, surely, you need to pound this into all your friends. Corporate slaves. I crack up. I watch ESPN. I watch all these things. ESPN sports guys. They were digging in. They were digging into the Drew Brees thing. And they're all saying these things that were anti-Drew Brees and I wanted to puke. Why? Because they all work for ESPN. They all work for ESPN. And they act like they're doing this all in genuineness, and blah, 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 blah. It's all hogwash bullshit. Always ask this question. Always ask this question. What could be the motivation of what they are saying? What is the motivation? Always ask that. That's what cross-examination is for. Cross-examination should not just be used in the courtroom. Cross-examination should go on every single day of your life where you question stuff. Question things. There's the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Trump wins.